Hey everyone, I'm doing this intro in the Jeep because I really want to get going. We have very limited time. We have very limited daylight this time of year. It's December 28th, 2024. Taking Moon with me today for two reasons. I have to because Jen is recovering from surgery and I need to take care of the dog. And for the second reason is I've noticed that I have an easier time talking to people when I have Moon with me. So she's great for socializing. Today we are going to FENDER'S farm if they're there. I contacted them and asked if we could go check out their property. They're closed because of storm damage. I'd love to talk to them, show you all the property, but more importantly, talk to them about what they went through, the recovery process. That's today. I've also got my water drone in case there are deep areas of water that we come across. Got all the gear, got my dog. We're gonna head out now.
You didn't see where we've come from, have you?
No. Oh, how much you've already done? A whole lot? When did you guys build? What year?
We started in the year 2000 with the maze.
So it's been 24 years. Wow.
This would have been our 24th season. All right, that starts out there at that barn, the other side of that house.
Oh my God.
If you want to hold that to see what this looked like down through here when we started.
How high did the water get? Is it pretty much over your field over here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you that here when you
Okay.
watching that.
What about the house?
7 foot of water each.
It's in the house. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It was up to the front porch.
How's insurance? They helping? And I get the same answer every time I ask people. Were they saying flood? It's not covered?
Flood? Sorry,
Yeah.
you're on your own.
Yeah. What about FEMA then?
Didn't get my primary residence. Sorry, you're on your own. I'm on my own on everything.
I guess it's technically farmland.
Yeah.
So even the farmland they don't help with.
So far they're not. They're supposed to, but they said I was agritourism and they haven't come through with any money as of yet.
They classify it as
If they do, it'll be a measly $8,000 to clean it and reshape it.
Yeah. What's your estimate for your total? Your actual total expense is probably going to be a lot more than that.
The Commissioner of Agriculture said it'd take $2 million to put it back together.
$2 million.
I thought $750,000. He says $2 million.
So were you here when this happened?
I came when I got here. I had shots put in my eyes that morning that had been dilated, and I got here when I walked in that pen there, and it was coming up over the bank. And then about 10 minutes later, this was full. We made decisions to start getting it. That's high as we'd ever seen it.
So right, right up over there.
Yeah, that's high as we'd ever seen it. So we thought, nah, you know.
So you've seen it come up to, I can see that the black thing in the tree over there. That it would never come up as high as the bottom of the black thing, right? The water?
It would come to the top of the bank
Normally.
right there.
Okay.
Normally. That's high as we've seen it there several times.
Okay.
Can you see the water line on that barn over there? It'll be above those tans.
Yes.
The tan. It should be 2 or 3 feet above that.
Okay.
The water level was right at 30 feet is what I've been told.
30 feet.
Can you see that sign to the right of that barn? It says cornfield maize.
Yes.
It covered that. My wife's got the final picture. It covered that, and it came up to the roof line on this barn right here.
That is.
So the roof line from the ground to the roof line there's 10 foot. The greenhouse beside it that had the 6 mil plastic on it,
Okay.
that it pulled the purlins out of the ground and turned up like this and pushed the water out and around the barn's the
Wow.
only reason it saved the barn. We had 21 buildings either gone or damaged.
21 buildings.
Gone or damaged. We had all of our activities in the haunted
Yeah.
maze there. All of that's gone except the bus. All the haunted props and things inside that barn over there is gone. Downstairs, we salvaged the upstairs. You see the little greenhouse
Yeah.
up at the top?
Yeah, the little greenhouse.
Okay, it was like 4 feet on this side of that, and it came down.
So right along that land,
It came
yeah.
across, and it came diagonal below. You see the back of the white sign, the red building, the orange tractors, where the big slide comes down. It come over and come diagonally there, and then it was above, beyond the tower that you see.
Yep.
Up there. It was beyond
So
it.
right up where it's green,
Yeah.
it was all the way up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it was beyond that.
So this was a lake. At that point, this was a lake.
Oh yeah, and that I'd say the river was over a mile wide here.
Houses coming down through here.
Oh yeah.
Did you actually see houses coming
Yeah,
down
one
through?
of ours went down that way,
Oh my gosh.
and yeah.
And the island on the other side,
That's
is that
it
where
right there? You're looking at it
is
right
that where
there.
a lot of stuff collected as well?
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Step over and look across the fence and look at the
I-
trees and brush and log. The young man who inherited that right there.
Yeah.
I did make contact with him, and I did tell him to go to the Farm Service Agency and get help to clean that up. I can't get help because I'm agritourism.
Yeah.
Or like I said, they have indicated they might help me a little bit, but it's a very little.
Do you think since it's private property, probably not his primary residence, and there's nothing on
Well,
it, he's probably not going to get
well,
any?
they before his dad died, they grazed cattle there.
Oh, they did. That was.
But I'm not saying that he can't get help. He just, as far as I know, since I talked with
I'll be
him,
right back. I forgot your water.
okay, he hasn't. You want water as he goes?
I'm good. I got plenty. So it's really a matter of him asking for help to get that to be taken care
It's
of.
a
Yeah.
matter of the landowner heading up and make sure his property is taken care of.
It's really up to the landowner, isn't it?
It's totally
Yeah.
up to the landowner to go to the Farm Service Agency and apply for help. They are supposed to be helping with debris removal and land reshaping.
The Farm Service Agency is.
Supposed
Okay.
to be helping.
That's good.
That is what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
FEMA's not going to touch
Yeah.
that. FEMA's not going to touch this. FEMA is going to help out if it's your primary residence. FEMA's going to help out a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit there.
How's it
And-
looking for you with reopening? What's your estimate? Like how much time? Like what's your? Do you have a plan yet? Or are you going to see how long it takes and how much work it takes?
Work doesn't bother us a lot. I can't do as much or as long as I used to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: when this happened, we had everything we made last year invested in this, and we were open one weekend. If we got pretty weather, we do really well in the fall.
Yeah.
We lost a year's wages.
Wow.
We had everything we had dumped into it, and it went down the river. So with my wife and I being in our mid-70s,
You'd have to sink your savings into it.
said, you know, I don't know if we'll do anything.
Yeah.
And then people started coming and saying, I mean, we just opened it up immediately. The upper part of it, we had room up there. We just opened it up to be a disaster relief area that people could come and bring things and come and pick up. So we were concentrating on that. And then people started coming. Oh, this means so much to me. The lady came and said, met my husband here 22 years ago. Brought my children here, now I'm bringing my grandchildren here.
This farm means a lot to this community, doesn't
it? We didn't realize how much that it meant to them. I'm one of those people where if we have 10,000 people and 999 of them says, or 9,999 says, you know, this is a great place, and one comes and criticizes it, I'm bad to say, you know, well, this must be an awful place.
I think everyone's like that.
But I'll not be that way anymore.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot believe the outpouring of love. Had a young man who went to school in his first grade class and said, come home. His mom said he come home and crying, said, we can't go to Fender's farm.
Oh,
it's washed away. So they decided they had to do something, so they set up a lemonade stand in the front yard. Raised $66. His mama put $100 with it.
Oh, wow.
They sent me a note and a check for $166. How can I not rebuild?
Oh my gosh.
That's just, I mean,
it's, you don't realize, I guess, the memories people have built over the years.
No, and it's 3 generations now.
Yeah. That's just amazing. Wow. It's heartbreaking. This town wants it back, and I'm sure they're willing to do anything they can to.
But to answer your question, if I am alive, we will be open come mid-September. I am farther along right now than I thought I would be in April.
Yeah.
The outpouring of love from the community coming to help clean up, and our concentration right now is to get our agritourism part of it open again, that we can have some income.
Yep.
See what little
start bringing something in. Yeah.
Social Security we got is what we're living on.
Wow.
Right now. And yes, we do have a little money put back for old age, and at mid-70s, you know,
you don't want to drain
old age is staring you in the face.
Oh yeah.
So we don't intend to dip in on that. However, we have gotten some contributions, some much needed and some much appreciated contributions.
Speaking of which, if people want to help you, just people in the area, people from across the country,
Yep.
they watch us and they're like, hey, I want to help this guy. Just go to your website, send you a check at the address, or
just send a check to the address.
Okay.
And yeah.
It's the difference between, there's a lot of, unfortunately in disasters like this, there's a lot of outsiders that come in, they start GoFundMe accounts, they start an operation that's not really real.
Yeah.
And people don't know where to help. And it's nice to know that there's a local business that's been here over 20 years, and you're just doing your best to reopen for the community, right?
Yep. That's like I said, we have, and you see, we've started to work on that end. And as we get things cleaned off and start putting some things back, we're sowing grass. We're just taking a step at a time.
So currently, you are using up your savings. Any donations that come in go directly to your rebuilding. And you said you estimated, it's a big amount though, to completely rebuild. You said it earlier and I forgot. You're estimating.
The Commissioner of Agriculture said it'd take $2 million, but my estimate to put everything, $750,000.
Yeah.
But it don't take that to put back my agritourism part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Agritourism
I'm
is
talking
like
about
the
buildings. The maize,
Okay.
the maize, the buildings. See, we got things to do, like that field right there.
Yeah.
It has 2 foot of muck on it.
Yeah.
That's going to take heavy equipment to come in here, dump trucks to come in here and scoop all the muck off of that and haul it off in order to be able to grow anything on it. And I have 9.26 acres.
You've got to
that's got to happen.
9.26 acres. You have to basically plow the whole thing.
No, I've got to take. You can step in it.
Sorry, I know nothing about farming. So
they call it silt. The silt that the river brought in.
Yeah.
And settled on top of it. It's real fine, and it won't dry.
Oh. So you've got to dig that all out.
All of that's got. Can you imagine?
How deep do you think that is?
It will average. It will average somewhere in an 18-inch. You know, we got 1 foot to 2 foot. Well, over there we've had up to 4 foot.
Wow.
On that. We started a little bit to work over there on that. But
so you're looking at really reforming the land again.
Reforming. I've got to reform the land, and see, that's where the Farm Service Association was going to play such a big part for me until they decided that was agritourism. You know, I
don't see the difference really. You make money from selling the crop, or you?
I grow pumpkins. I grow corn that we don't sell the corn. We feed the corn.
Yeah.
But we do grow corn for corn stalks, popcorn, sunflowers, zinnies, gourds. All of that stuff we raise and we sell. But you know, there's some kind. You know, I realize you've got to draw the line somewhere, and I guess we were just a little bit below that line. And boy, and they went through the maze and looked at the animals. And he wanted to ride a cow train, so I charged an extra $1 to ride the cow train. So she got out $1 and gave it to me, and we went around the farm. We came back, and he jumped out, and he was so excited he wanted to do it again. So Mama digs in her pocketbook and finds $1 worth of change. And she gives that to me, and I take him on another ride, and we come back. And he was more excited then than he was the time before. I must have gone a little faster or hit another hole that I missed the first time around. So he jumps out and he wants to go again. And Mama gets him by the arm right there and starts toward the car with him. He had on a pair of boots. And he set his heels in those gravels, and she drug him all the way to the car, and I can see those
drag his feet,
where the boots. And I decided right then that I had to do something where I could make it as much as I could all inclusive, and went out and got some sponsors next year that would sponsor this activity or that activity and so on. And since then,
it just grew.
Out of about 50 activities that we have, probably 45 of them will be included underneath the one general admission ticket.
Oh wow!
So I don't want anybody to. Since then, I kind of like it when kids leave crying. If they're not hurt, if they leave because they don't want to leave,
Yeah,
that makes me happy.
I love that.
A few years ago, I had it was 2018. Cancer come knocking at the door.
Wow.
And for the most part, I couldn't come out that season, but I could come out 15 or 20 minutes at a time. And I was sitting in the front of the gate up there with my wife, was checking wristbands as they went in. And this guy come by and told me just how awful this place was. He'd been here the year before, and all of these things that was included under the price of admission they didn't include it anymore, and I differed with him. Yes, they did. You know, I've been here, I know. And then he told me if that little boy wasn't with him, you know, he just whipped me. And there I sat so frail I couldn't hardly stand up, and said, "Don't let that stop you." You know? I said, "Boy, I'm glad he didn't decide he wanted to." But anyhow, I didn't sit there more than 10 minutes And as the guy come out of the maze, he was just walking as fast as he could, and all of a sudden he stopped and turned around, looked at me, and he said, "This was the greatest place I've ever been. We come and wanted to stay 2 hours. We've been here 4 hours, and we're not ready to leave yet." And I thought, how can two people within a span of 15 to 20 minutes see something so different?
That is crazy. It's all a matter of perspective. You know what? Like you said, though, just like the kids, you want to make smile. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what they're dealing with.
Idea.
But people like that, they just got something going on.
Yeah.
You know, they're just negative.
Yeah.
Negative, and it's not even anyone's fault, not the farm's fault. It's just that's the way it is. But
a lot of places believes that the customer is always right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we do what we can, but we don't always believe that the customer is right. Like you say, you don't know what's going on in their life that day.
I'd say 99% of your customers are right.
And they look at, and they're looking for somebody to unload.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We normally unload on our spouse, but sometimes you look for some other.
Pick someone else, I guess. Mm-hmm. Now that I know you're going to be opening in September, it's almost like a brand new grand opening. It's like your new grand opening after the.
There will be things here they've never seen before.
Yeah, that's exciting. We're gonna be here. I want to come see that.
And there'll be some things that won't be back.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you do what you can. I mean, as long as you reopen, I'm sure people won't mind if there's a few things not back.
And if everything goes as is, as planned, there'll be more here.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
They've been before.
Is there anything else? If the community, actually, our channel is very much local, so we have a lot of people probably from this community, from Irwin, from Johnson City. Anything you'd like them to know, other than the fact that you're reopening?
Yeah, I just want them to know that we're fighters. We've heard Appalachian strong, and this strong, that strong. I promise you, we're Fender strong.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and I came from below poverty level, and we've been blessed over the years. Surrounded ourselves with a lot of good people, and we're continuing to do so. Things will be all right.
All right.
Things will be all right. Whatever the outcome, things will be all right. It bothers me so much to know. I mean, we've lost a lot of things.
Yeah.
But there's people that's lost everything that they have. Mm-hmm. That bothers me. But we all, whatever level of loss that we have, we just gotta, the old term that I use, suck it up and go. Things will be all right. Things will be all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so thankful for all we've had people here from Michigan, from Indiana, Illinois, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, West Virginia.
Yeah, all over the country.
All over the country that's been here helping.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about sightseers. I'm not talking about people just coming to look. I'm talking about people who roll up their sleeves and come.
That's amazing.
Had what will be a lifelong friend roll in here with a skid steer from Arkansas and said, "I can't find anybody to work. Can I help you?"
Wow.
And he stayed for a week, worked on tractor to move dirt, had people come here from Alabama with heavy equipment. I'm not talking about little stuff. I'm talking about heavy stuff. Traxon, which is local, has been here to help. Andy McCree out of Atlanta, here working. Several people out of Pennsylvania. This, just what you're seeing here, just didn't happen.
Out of the kindness of people's hearts, they just...
Out of the kindness of people's heart.
That is just amazing.
Nobody asking for nothing. And when you try to feed them, they act like that's a burden on you.
Yeah. Unbelievable. That's amazing. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
No problem.
And I'm hoping we're back in September and we'll get to see your grand reopening.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We might throw a big wing dig.
Yeah, big wing dig.
Firecrackers and stuff up in the air.
Yeah. Once the interview was done, Carol invited Moon and I to walk the property for as long as we liked, and so I grabbed my camera, thinking that all I was going to see was more devastation, just like everywhere else I had been. And of course there was. The maze is no more. the blue and white bus as a monument to where so many families had spent hours together navigating the cornfield, and then the barn that had been submerged in water up to the 10-foot roof, and across from it the barn where this year's haunted barn was likely to be. Glimpses of the spirit of this place remained fastened in place even amid the crooked walls and water-warped boards. Then Moon and I ventured behind the barn to the riverside, with a view of Diedrich Island behind it. And here was the kind of view I'd become accustomed to. Random debris of logs, lumber, furniture, plastic, toys, and more. Across the river on the island, pile after pile after pile of debris, both on the near shore and lining the distant shore, and in some cases what looked like entire homes, battered, splintered, and left for Mother Nature to take over. Debris as far as I could see. But then we walked back to the main area of FENDER'S farm, and again, glimpses of the things that would make children smile. Small signs of recovery as we peeked inside the haunted barn Carol and his crew are working hard on building for the kids come fall next year. The cornfield maze sign still stands. Against forces that took away so much from so many families in this town, it still stands. I pray that Carol, his wife, and his crew are given everything they need to help Carol achieve his goal for September. If I am alive, we will be open, he said. Those words kept going through my mind as we walked the property. Appalachia strong, Fender strong. These aren't just empty words around here. It's not just now after disaster either. It's the way it always is. It's why we love it here.